Hello out there. My name is Annetta from The Fine Frugal Line is the name of my channel. And I just wanted to come on today because I have a little bit of a rant. I'm pretty irritated. I'm pretty irritated at this trend that seems to be happening these days, that no matter where you turn, you have to pay more for everything. And it's not just the inflation, I have come to believe, because many of these increases you see out there are much, much higher than the inflation. And I want to give you an example. And let me know what you think about this yourselves. I would be very happy to get some comments on it. But anyway, for years at my local health club, I have enjoyed an annual membership. Definitely a luxury, but have enjoyed it and used it. However, the membership has been climbing and is now at about $1,200 a year, $100 a month. And for the amount of time that I use the gym, also because I'm out of town for a certain amount of time every year, I felt that that was not the best use of my money. And also, as high as it had gotten, is like, well, I really can't really afford this anymore. So anyway, the health club does, if you do some research, offer a punch card where you can go in and take an exercise class, and they clip your card, so to speak. And when you've used all your punches, you go buy another card. And that worked for me because the expiration date on this punch card was kind of generous, so I didn't have to like use it all in a month or 3 months or whatever. And so that worked for me. So I figured out that I could go once a week to my favorite exercise class, not 2 or 3 times like I used to, but once a week. And there's a social aspect there, you know, people, etc., is something to look forward to. So that had a value to me. So that's what I settled on. I compromised with myself that this is certainly a want, but it's a want I very much enjoy. So I bought a punch card, and it was $256 for 16 classes. So that went very well for a little while. I think I bought 2. And when I bought my 3rd one in September, I slowly worked my way through my 16 punches, and we get to New Year's and I need a new punch card. So I go up to the front desk and say, I would like to purchase another 16 punch card. And she goes, yep, that's $305. We've had an adjustment on the price on that one. And my jaw almost dropped. Okay, so that's $49. Last time, as I said, I bought the punch card was in September, and that's only 4 months ago, or 3, September, October, November, 3 to 4 months ago. And I want to buy one at New Year's, and it has gone up 19%. That's what that is, 19%, just like that, for the exact same thing. I'm fairly certain they're not paying the instructor 19% more. So I don't know what the story is behind it, but it seems really weird to me that it would go up 19%. So it's not that I can't pay the $49. I could pay the $49, but what I hate, I feel like I'm being taken advantage of. I hate that. I hate walking up and then you have to pay a much bigger amount for exactly the same thing. You know, I understand that there is inflation out there and everything's going up, whatever. And I would be prepared to pay the 5% extra, whatever that would be, but not 19%. So it just made me feel really bad, you know, about it. And I wonder if any of you guys out there are just getting tired of this, because it happens everywhere. And I want to give you another small example, and that has to do with my husband and I going out to a restaurant in November. We were gifted a $100 gift card from a friend, and decided to go to a medium nice restaurant, not a pizza pasta place or anything like that, but and not super fine dining, but a nice place. And we had figured we got $100 to spend. We're excited. We don't go out to eat very often, so they had a buy one get one entree half price deal going, and we calculated that if we each got an entree, and a glass of wine. With the tip, that should be about $100, a little more. I can't remember the exact amount, but we calculated it carefully. It's just like we were going to have to add some money in, but it was very reasonable due to the $100 gift card that we had. So we went to the restaurant, chose our entrees, got a glass of wine each, no appetizer, no dessert. Okay, it's very expensive to eat out these days, so that's what we had. And when the bill came, it was a little more than we had expected, not a ton more, but please don't criticize me for not wanting to support the restaurant staff or anything like that, because that's not what this is about. I certainly think the restaurant staff should be paid appropriately, and etc. But at the bottom of my bill, there was another line that said kitchen appreciation, and it was 4% of the entire amount. And the entire amount included what it would have been for the entree that we paid half price for. You tip on the whole amount. So this wasn't an option. That was just slapped there on the bill, and that wasn't listed anywhere in the menu that you had to pay this. And this is what I hate. It's like all of a sudden you've had the service, you've received the service, and it cost more than you thought it was going to. And I just get really upset about that, because for me, if I want to appreciate the kitchen, well, that should be an option for me, and it should be a separate line on the credit card slip. It shouldn't just be on the bill. So I don't know what the reason is for it. The restaurant maybe should pay their people a little bit better, or whatever. That really isn't my problem. But it makes me mad that there's just an extra fee on there that I didn't know anything about, and it's not optional. Okay? So guess what? I'm not going to go back there anymore. I don't appreciate it. And in a way, I feel like an asshole, because who wouldn't pay that nominal amount of whatever it was? I think it was like $7 or $8 extra. Who would care? I care, because I don't make any extra money. I mean, my paycheck is the same as it's been for a long time. And everywhere I go, prices have just gone up ridiculously, and little fees are just wedged in everywhere. You pay more for the same thing. I appreciate the half-price entree, sure I do. But also we gave that restaurant business at a time where they wouldn't have had that table, and that's why they offer that kind of deal for people like us. We live in a tourist town, and this happened before the tourists came, and we all go to work serving the tourists when they arrive here, and they will fill up the restaurant when that time comes, and they'll pay full price. So anyway, it just really irritated me, and I don't know if anyone out there feels the same way. And the third thing that I feel like, I mean, this is just funny, and this is optional because I'm obviously not going to spend this money, but our supermarket sent out a flyer in December that you can buy a subscription to the supermarket. Seriously, I mean, what this subscription gives you double fuel points, I guess. So if you spend a lot of money, you could save a little bit on gas. For every $100 you spend, you save 10% off your gas price. But you get fuel points anyway when you go to the store. You just don't get double fuel points. So anyway, you get double fuel points for the $99 a year that the subscription costs you. And then you get free grocery deliveries to a month or something like that. And you have to spend, in order to get this free delivery, you have to spend an average of $91 a week at the store. So, I mean, just the nightmare of trying to figure this out, if it's worth it for you or not to have this $99 subscription, I think is just laughable. And I could just imagine people going, honey, we need to spend an average of $91 a week to make this work, and we only have $80 on our grocery list right now. So, honey, what should we buy to bring it up to $91 a month? That's not how I shop. But I feel that we've spent the last couple of years in our lives getting rid of all our subscription, cable gone. We only have one subscription left in our household, and that's for National Geographic magazine, because we really enjoy that. So we decided not to get rid of that subscription. But it's just crazy that our local supermarket now, where I go every week, my shopping cart and do all my groceries, and I'm happy to do it. I've always done it. It doesn't need to change. I do understand that some people really enjoy the deliveries and they need the deliveries because they don't have as much time. But I just find it so funny that the supermarket now is trying to sell me a subscription. So having said that, it's frustrating. I have to take it with a grain of salt. There's tons of examples of this out there. What do you guys do out there to keep prices down? And what choices do you make? Because things that for me before were wants, now I have to take them off the list, or I have to reduce them quite a bit to make it work. So our life has changed, but I don't feel it's changing for the worse, because we're just becoming more conscious of the money that we spend. But we're also getting really irritated at the way we're being charged. So I want to hear if somebody else feels like I do. Thank you for listening. Over and out from the Fine Frugal Line.